The Tiger II is a Tier 8 German tech tree heavy tank, and a couple years ago it received a massive frontal armor revamp. A frontal armor buff that made it so strong that even nowadays Tier 8 struggle to cut through the upper plate and lower plate of this vehicle. It's sitting about 250 on the upper and lower, and that's incredibly strong. I mean, Tier 7s almost have no chance of cutting through the Tiger II, and if this thing's using gun depression, don't even get me started. Any of you that have ever used this tank in Tier 8 tournaments, or just played it to grind to the E100, it is a fantastic bully of a Tier 8 tech tree heavy, and that's obviously the best part, is this thing's on the tech tree, so it's absolutely free and available for everybody to get their hands on. Now, I like the Tiger II. I mean, the gun is amazing. It's got .308 dispersion, 2100 DPM, 3.5 second aiming time, with really good penetration of 225 and 285 on the premium. When you look at the mobility, it goes 38 with a power to weight ratio of 12.1, so it's not the fastest. It's kind of comparable to the Titan, but it's also not the slowest. It is definitely very capable of getting up to its top speed and holding it because it has such sheer momentum. The Tiger II, however, is going to be receiving a buff and nerf in update 8.5, and we'll be breaking into in just a moment what that is, but that's not actually the main focus of today's video. The main focus is on this. This is the other Tier 8 German heavy tech tree tank, the VK4502A, a vehicle that almost nobody cares about or has ever really played. The VK is worse than the Tiger in literally every aspect apart from two, mobility, and as well, I guess DPM if you wanted to say that. I mean, the DPM on the tank is about 100 more, and that's it. I mean, it's got worse dispersion and the aiming time's a little bit better. I'd rather have the other gun on the Tiger II. It's got more penetration, it's got better aiming time when you add in the dispersion factors, so yeah, not great for the VK45 there. Although mobility is nice, I'll give it that. It's got a power to weight ratio of 17.3, averaging 32 kilometers per hour instead of the 27 on the Tiger II. But that's about it. I mean, armor-wise, the upper plate on this tank is not strong. In fact, we can break into the armor really quickly here and show you the changes that are going to be made. Frontally, currently, the VK45's armor is about 200 millimeters on the upper plate, 200 millimeters on the lower plate, and 200 millimeters on the turret. And sure, while Tier 6s might bounce that, yeah, Tier 7 and Tier 8, they just load premium, and they pen you. I mean, Tier 8s don't even need to load premium. The average Tier 8 heavy is sitting at like 220, 215 millimeters of pen. So they cut right through this thing. And not to mention Tier 8 mediums, I mean, they've got massive premium penetration value. So yeah, this tank, it definitely struggles there. Even if you're angling it correctly and having the sides at around 228, the front is still only about 215. However, in update 8.5, that is about to change. The turret, which was about 200, is now going to be 254. The upper plate is going to be 254, but it does have a nerf in the lower plate, only being about 140 now instead of the 200 it had base. Personally, I think the lower plate should have stayed at 200. I don't think it would have made much of a difference, but that's my personal opinion. Now you can angle the vehicle, and that upper plate is 273. The turret, well, you're going to have to aim the turret at the end because it's got those weak sides, but yeah, this vehicle is going to be much stronger now. 273 on that upper plate, and if you're using gun depression, I mean, look at that, 331. So the only thing you need to be careful about is that lower plate, and if you're able to hide it, oh, this is going to be one incredibly strong vehicle. Now, if you do want to take it what's happening to the Tiger II, it's gaining 100 hit points, actually 150 hit points. I'm not sure why exactly it's gaining 150. Currently, it's at 1802, so it's going to have 1950 in the next update. Pretty strong there, and obviously with the HP buff, it's going to be even more. The rate of fire is going up, like by a lot. It is actually going up by about 300. You can see here it's base 1848, and that's going to be 2156. Now, for people like me that run gun rammer on a vehicle like this, that means that the DPM is going up 300 from base. So it is going to be from 2100 to 2400, making the Tiger II have around the same DPM as Tier 8 mediums. Again, I don't know why Wargaming's doing this. They are making the traverse speed, though, about 7 degrees worse on all terrain. They're making the dispersion about a lot worse. I mean, that's like 20% worse. And the speed forward is going from 38 to 35. So they're making this vehicle seem more like a heavy, but I don't know why they're buffing the gun. I don't understand that. I mean, sure, they've nerfed the accuracy, but who cares? This tank's going to have the same DPM as Tier 8 mediums. You can sit frontline in this tank and out DPM every other Tier 8 heavy tank, unless it's like a Carnarvon Action 10 or a Carnarvon, which is going to have 3000 DPM in the next update. But yeah, I mean, why? Why are they doing this? Either way, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Let me know what you guys think about the Tiger II's new changes coming into the game. But we are playing a battle in the VK45, and you're going to see just how almost useless is a good way to put in a title of how this vehicle is. I don't expect to do anything incredible this game. I mean, sure, the gun is nice, and the turret armor, it can get bounces, but really the only tanks that are going to struggle to pen me are maybe the Type 59 with standard, maybe the T49 with standard. Well, obviously the 49 doesn't really get anything but standard and HE. But yeah, the Action 10, AMX 5100, Vickers, M103, and IS3 are not going to struggle at all. You can notice, though, that the mobility is not bad. With that power-to-weight ratio of 17, it is actually able to stay up at top speed. Doesn't really help it much, because the quicker you get into the battlefield, the sooner you start to bleed and die. But yeah, that is just one thing I do want to say that is quite nice about the vehicle, is the fact that it actually does get up to speed. I mean, we're already going 30 here, so not too bad. So let's aim in on the spot that usually enemies like to cross at, which would be right here. Yep, there you go. There's the AMX 5100. Wait until you guys see the changes coming to the AMX 5100's armor profile. But right now, oh, that's an M103, and as you can see, right through the turret. There's the AMX, so let's see if we can maybe get a bounce from him, or, well, that'll work too. But yeah, I gotta be careful here. M103s are super strong. I mean, you can already see it took a big chunk off my vehicle of 400. So I'm not sure if that guy's going to push this again, which he is, which I can't really do much to as well. Kind of sucks. I'm just gonna back up. I mean, this M103, I'll wait. I got nothing better to do. How are you guys doing today? Just, you know, looking at my VK, just chilling over here. This guy, I'm hoping that he pushes off to the side, but looks like, ooh, and yeet! There you go, nice shot into the side of the M103's turret for 352. We do have that AMX off to the side as well, who I'd like to get a shell into, but I'm not sure if he's going to allow me to. I'm thinking of pushing up and over here to maybe help out my team on this side. We're going to see how that works out. I mean, we still got vehicles like the Type 59. I'm not sure what my full health IS-8 is scared of, but yeah, I'm going to push my tank right over here. And we're going to see if I can... Ooh, actually, I would love to get an HE shell into the rear of that AMX. Boom! With 369. Nothing incredible. And we do have an AFK IS-3 over here. Oh, no, he's not AFK. He's just not looking at the front. So we're just going to tap a shell into his lower plate. There you go. Nice tap for 388 there. And obviously, because I am carrying a much lesser of alpha gun, we should be able to out-reload him and back into cover once again. So, I mean, we are doing okay here. We are pumping out shell after shell after shell. Let's aim in another shot. But there you go again. I mean, right through. I don't even know where he hit me. It didn't look like he hit me in the side, so I'm just going to say right through the front. And yeah, that's just kind of what happens in this vehicle. You get penned everywhere on the front. So wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come on, I believe in you, Armor. You can do something. Oh, he's just bad. Okay, well, that's fine with me. I'm very fine with bad players missing easy shots of me. The M103 is still very healthy, and that's a bit of a concern because I don't have the most hit points here. Let's see, though, if that M103 is going to poke that. There you go. Nice shot into him myself. And we're going to be pushing up again, using that mobility of the tank to try and get in the position. Maybe get a shot into what is the Carnarvon Action 10 over here, but no, looks like we're not doing that just yet. Let's get another tap into the M103. Speed is key. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Uh-oh. That was not what I wanted to do. Ha-ha! I can't believe I got a bounce there. That is actually incredible. There we go. Nice tap into the M103. And with that, I'm hoping that the IS-8 helps me out a bit here. I mean, obviously, I know the armor on this tank isn't going to hold up too well against a vehicle like the M103. So come on, IS-8. Yes! Let me put on my adrenaline. And, well, looks like we didn't even need it. So there you go. That was a game in the VK45. The armor didn't really do anything. I mean, you saw there, we didn't really bounce much, but we still were able to do 3,711 damage. It showcases what the vehicle is going to be like in the next iteration. It's going to be even better than this. The gun's not bad, neither is the mobility, and I can't wait to see how the armor is going to perform. Now, just for anybody that wants to see a comparison, let's play in the Tiger 2 now and see the difference in how the armor works. It's actually insane. In fact, let me see if I can bring up the Tiger 2's armor really quick so we can show what it is currently, just so you have an idea of what the VK's is and what the Tiger 2's is going to be like. So the upper plate of the Tiger 2 is 240, the lower plate's 267, and the turret is 234. So it's kind of a mixed match of armor, but if you angle this correctly using these 7 degrees, I mean, yeah, that upper plate is 327. So it's still going to bounce basically everything coming at its front. The big difference that I still think is going to make the Tiger stronger is the fact that this tank has the lower plate armor, and the VK does not, especially in the next update. So that'll be a big thing you're going to have to work around. But yeah, apart from that, the VK seems like it's going to trade armor for a little bit more of mobility and a little bit less DPM. I mean, as you can see, the Tiger 2 is going to have a lot less mobility. So we're going to have to see 35 kilometers per hour. Not sure how that's going to work out. You can see here, though, I mean, the Tiger does get up to speed. We're going 34 right now. It's just when you go up hills like this, it's really, really sluggish. I love the camo on this tank. For any of you that don't know, I think this is actually a historical camo, if I'm not mistaken. But speed is key, or what little speed I have. 17, 15. Yeah, that is not fast. So that's probably pretty realistic to what this tank's speed was like in real life. So we're up against an M103, Yagataraigaru, we got 112 Glacial. Okay, so they got some strong tanks. I mean, the Sama, those vehicles can cut through my frontal armor. And the nice thing is that if you angle this thing correctly, that front plate becomes very, very strong. I mean, stronger than even what you'd think. So, looks like the enemy's actually pushing off to the side. Didn't actually notice until I started looking, but yeah, looks like they're actually off to the side. Let's aim it on that 53 TP, and there you go. Nice shot range to the side of his vehicle. That's where currently that nice .308 dispersion comes into play, but yeah, next update, that might not be the case. Well, it's definitely not going to be the case. Let me fix that. The vehicle is not going to have any good dispersion next update. It's going to be like .3, I don't even know what to say what it's going to be, but it's not going to be good. Just think of it as like a very inaccurate Russian heavy on the next iteration of its tanks patching. So let's aim it on this T-49. There you go. I don't know what that guy's doing, but some funky stuff at that. Let's reload again, and HE fire. There you go, 199, finishing him off. Pretty easy stuff so far. We got the Sumuf to the side over here, so maybe we can start getting some shells into him. Let's aim it on his frontal armor, and boom, there you go. Nice penetration for 388. Although you can see that Tiger cut right through my frontal armor. That Sama, I don't think he has shells loaded yet, so I'm just going to tap a shell right into his vehicle. There you go, nice tap for 242. And now I'm going to angle my vehicle towards the Sama, so we should hopefully be able to get some bounces here. Although, no, he went right through my frontal armor. So let's try and angle it out here. Come on, Sama, bounce me, dude. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's one nice bounce. Let's see if we can get one more out. I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't really care if he pens me. We're just going to pen him once. He's going to start backing up again, and as you can see, this is where the Tiger just feels so much more capable of using its armor. Honestly, this guy, I'm just going to load an HE. Okay, maybe not. It said that that was an HE splash, but I guess the game lied to me. Oh well. It's not the first time I've been gypped. Alright, so let's go maybe off... I don't know where to go. I mean, the 53 TP's got a really strong gun. But it looks like since he's not poking it currently, I'm going to have enough time to actually climb this hill. Slowly but surely. So let's make my way up over here. Hopefully we can get some shells into the 53. We got that ISU off to the side. Let's aim it and boop. There you go. Nice tap right into his gun mantlet. Gotta love when that happens, right? So let's try this again. 53 TP. Why don't you play with me? Come on, dude, stop running away. Oh my god, this guy is just running like a madman. There you go, nice tap into him, tracking him as well in the process, which is just exactly what you'd want. Hopefully that Foch is going to finish off the M103, and with that, we're going to get one more tap into the rear of the 53 for another 318 damage. Now all that's left is basically this ISU over here, so let's see if we can get a nice tap into him, and yeet. There you go, nice little love tap as well. Didn't really do much, and obviously the ISU with its like 286 pen is going to pen me every time, but you can see how I played the tank a little bit differently. I mean, I probably would not have pushed the VK this aggressive. And especially in the next update, I mean, the Tiger's just going to become even stronger with the gun. So, these were two games, two battles, showcasing the differences between the vehicles. You couldn't really see the differences because they were two very different battles, but against the Sama at least, I mean, currently that VK would have been penned every time if I tried poking that frontal armor. The Tiger, I mean, he missed one, he bounced one, and he only penned one. It had to be a premium shell, as you noticed by the hit marker on my vehicle. So I personally really like the Tiger too, and it is an incredible tank. But the VK45, that one is on my list to seeing how it's going to perform in the next iteration of 8.5. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!